We live in an age where those in power are openly using every weapon at their disposal to impose their will upon the future. Where the principles of authoritarianism and individualism stand in open conflict in the streets, in the courts, in the news, in everyday life. Where the choices we make and the choices that are made for us have consequences no one can foresee. You do not stand alone. You do not fight alone. You do not suffer alone. We are united. We resist. We are here with you. As long as there is a truth that remains hidden, as long as lies are spread openly, we will continue to speak out. We will continue to question. We will continue to be the united resistance.
What do you want to do now, Captain?
The same thing we always do. Fight them until we can't.
Oh, that's right. We are fighting them until we can't, guys. And yeah, man, if you want to talk about big shows, we got a big show tonight. We're going to get into a very heavy question, and that is with all the crisis going on in the world, where does Azov figure in? And I think we're going to come to some interesting conclusions about that. Also, we're going to get into some breaking news. It looks like Elon is going to buy Twitter after all, and it is going to be a reality. Will that help or hinder free speech? We will see, but I don't know. I'm in the camp of wait and see on that one. But yeah, that broke earlier today, so that indeed is confirmed. Elon Musk is purchasing Twitter after all at the originally agreed price as well. So,
Drew, you keep talking about heavy. I got to know, is there something wrong with the Earth's magnetic-flow where you're from?
yes. Yes, actually.
I mean, I just think it's we just can hope this is going to be as big and as heavy as Drew's trouser snake. Beware the Drew.
Yeah.
We'll neither confirm nor deny.
Well, I don't know. You know, I look at it this way: is it a win for people being able to express themselves? That's my main concern. I want for people to be able to say what they need to say and not live in fear of constant suppression and censorship.
What do you?
I remember months ago when they first announced that he was intent on buying it. You were on cloud nine about the deal.
Yeah, hail Tina Bojan. Great to see you.
What do you guys think that when he does take it over and he makes a few changes that Google and Amazon and all of them are going to do the same thing to Twitter that they did to Parler and what they're trying to do right now to Truth Social, not putting them on the App Store and all that different stuff, or not?
I don't think it'll have an effect. The cat's out of the bag with that one. Everyone already has Twitter on their phone, because even all the stuff when they take it off the stores, you can still just download it off the browser. Yeah. So they can try it. But
I know that, but I mean, do you think they're going to push that kind of stuff? the same
No.
as they're doing right now
No.
with Truth Social.
No,
I
They-
think they're actually going to sit there and wait and see what the outcome is. See if Twitter starts actually making some money for once, something they've
Twitter's-
never done.
Twitter's,
I think, quite
Twitter's
honestly,
far too big. Yeah.
I think a lot of them are going to start backpedaling. You've seen a few of these companies already started backpedaling off some of these issues because they're watching their bases just crumble with the people that are
Yep.
not using their apps anymore.
Yeah.
Well,
Let me, go ahead, ETEP, and then I'm
No,
going to say how it's up to the chat. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say about Twitter. You're already seeing like reactions and comment sections across even other platforms talking, especially like I was in an IndieWire one earlier, which whenever I go into an IndieWire comment section, it's great fodder for a video because I'm ultimately the only one there who's not insane. And I made a comment. I said, I said it's funny. I said, all you people that are talking about how bad it is that Musk, you think your speech is gonna be censored if he buys Twitter. Again, you guys, this will be the second time you're reeing and pissing yourselves about it. So how is that gonna feel? How's that gonna make you feel when it happens to you? Are you gonna, nothing. I get insults, and it's just fun. I just sit back and just screenshot it, like, this is going in a video, thanks. These people, they're people are free. Of course, they're freaking out again because it's like it's their platform. That's the leftist platform. Every social media platform has to have a leftist slant to it, or else it's fascist. Which is
Again, you can't even say, ETEP, that you, just like the Guinea Pig Collective and so many others, are not having a field day laughing at these morons as they melt down.
Oh,
this is great.
I have a folder with 400 photo comment memes in it, and growing daily for use for these on these cucks and these fucking weirdos.
They're gonna lose their minds. The authoritarians are going to lose.
Wait a minute, Drew. You got to change that. They lost their minds a long time ago. There's none left to lose.
It's true. It's true, Tommy. You're absolutely right. All right, let's say hello to our chatters this evening. There's 16 viewers currently. I see Papa Cotton's in the chat. Great to see you, Papa Cotton. Pinochet's Helicopter Tours is here. Tony, it's great to see you. John DeBelvis is in the house, one of our favorite viewers, one of our most faithful viewers. John, great to have you here. Prayers up to you, buddy. I hope things get better for you and your family. John's going through a rough time, had some money stolen from him, and he's trying to get that back desperately so his family can function. And Gap After Dark's in the house. He's doing some wrenching and things of that nature. What's up, Gap? Great to have you. Tollbat's in the house. Great to see you, Tollbat. Obi-san, great to see you, man. Vince Womack, great to see you as well. We have Sean Estep in the house. Sean, nice to see you, my friend. And, of course, the great Darius Munchausen is in the chat. Great to see you. The aforementioned awesome Tina Bojan is here. She is wrenching and hanging out. And, of course, a lot of the folks that are on the panel are chiming in the chat as well. Free Speech is here, and ETEP, and Tommy, and so on and so forth. We got a lot of cast of thousands this evening. So that's good. And, as usual for the panel, the wonderful Janet from Another Planet's here. Will is here again. Seems like he was just here a couple days ago as we made up the episode from last Tuesday on Saturday.
I never left. I've been in this room ever since. I just was waiting for the next man.
It was me, Will, and Troy Pacelli.
This is my liquid food. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice room.
And of course, Tommy.
I like it. It has an understated quality, don't you think?
Yeah, and of course, Tommy is here.
Well, what up, y'all? Stephen, it's really nice to see you doing some horrors.
Yes. I'm posting horror shorts.
Who was?
Me? Yeah, on my second channel. Been posting 50-second reviews of horror movies.
Hail to Trinoculus P is in the house. Hail Trinoculus. Yes. And hail to Keck 44. Great to see you as well. And yes, Free Speech Gaming is here. spinning the dials, pushing buttons, doing everything that he can. And of course, last but certainly not least, the man of the hour, the entertainer, Etep Wakuyan of the Place to Be Reviews.
Hello, man. Thank you for having me. It's a big news week. I was actually quote tweeting somebody while you're introducing me. Somebody again, inevitably, somebody crying. You spent $44 billion on Twitter, Elon Musk. Why didn't you give that away to people and feed everybody? The world. Shut up. Stop blaming your bad life choices on everybody else. And basically crawl back under your rock and then continue to be a moron tomorrow, you smooth brain plebs.
Aren't these the same morons that are sitting there comparing Florida to Turkey and then trying to claim it's Ukraine?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm sorry.
Why can't people just complain the same way that they used to? Like, I don't think you made the right choice with your $44 billion. If I had $44 billion, I'd do this and this and this. Okay, yeah, you don't.
Yeah.
You don't have it. He does.
This is another thing too. I really feel bad for the people in Florida who aren't minorities because according to Kamala Harris, we're going for equity in our hurricane relief, not equality. So congratulations, Kamala.
What does that even mean?
It means that she didn't have something filling up her mouth at the time, so she was babbling something stupid. That's basically what it meant.
She doesn't even know what she meant.
Yeah, and I found that downright hilarious. I mean, she's sitting there talking about, we're gonna base any help that we give Florida on equity. Are you fucking kidding me? So basically, you're sitting there saying, well, we're not going to give, white family. If you're white and you had your house destroyed or, anything damaged, well, good luck because you're not getting any help from the government. I mean, they can't make it any more blatant, their racism, but they want to constantly sit there and tell you to your face, and at this point, it's the most stupid narrative ever that there's racism around every corner. But they are the ones purveying the racism by saying, we're going to do everything based on equity. Equity is a fucking joke, people. Don't fall for the equity bullshit.
But I don't understand why they always say the things they say, basically insulting anyone that's black by insinuating they're all poor. I mean,
right.
That's racist in itself.
It is. Well, but because, again, they have a lot of useful idiots that have swallowed not only the rampant conditioning that's been going on for countless decades, but they have sat there and essentially made it racist right out in open view. But nobody's calling them on it because they're able to say racist things and spin it as though, well, we're helping you in the name of anti-racism, but really we're racist. It's so mind-boggling that people could sit there and openly just take being demeaned and used and not see that they're being demeaned and used, and that these people are actual racists. They sit there and applaud them like performing seals. But that's the problem when you have people that are weak-minded and have just sat there and fell prey to the condition.
When is one of them going to stand up and say, well, we're sending how many more $1 trillion to Ukraine? Well, most of them are white.
Right.
None of it makes any sense. It's almost like all those magazines and stuff we grew up reading that made all the stupid propaganda and stuff to make you, making fun of all this stupid shit, that it's real now. Everything that we read in those dumb magazines is like real life. It's every day we're seeing it, and we're walking around like we don't know what's real and what's fantasy anymore.
I gotta tell you, it almost makes it almost makes the $44 billion Elon Musk is spending on Twitter sound like a sound investment compared to all the money we're selling to Ukraine. Selling to Ukraine.
Well,
What are people,
It is
say
compared
people
to
that are
that.
blind to the racism going on in Florida are the people that are calling out Elon Musk for throwing his money down the toilet.
yeah.
Yep.
I want to point out some because we've got great comments coming in from the chat right now. Tehillim says the radical left have perverted the original term of both equity and equality. Yes, they have. They've taken
I'm
the
starting
concept.
to forget what the actual definition of both of those words is. That's how
That's what they
brainwashed I'm becoming.
That's why they do that with words.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Specifically. They hijack the meanings of words and change them. And Vince said apparently his mother had a fight babies on the bird. Yeah, they're already on slander patrol, pushing out bad information about Elon because this deal is now going to happen.
Yep.
And as we see the article here from TechCrunch, looks like Elon Musk's $44 billion Twitter takeover is actually happening. On Tuesday, representatives of the billionaire notified Twitter through a letter that he intends to move forward with the tumultuous deal, confirming earlier reports that things were back on track. We write to notify you that the Musk parties intend to proceed to closing of the transaction contemplated by the April 25th, 2022 merger agreement on the terms and subject to the conditions set forth therein, reads the notice, which was filed with the SEC. So it's good, and I hope that it does make a positive change. We need a positive change on one of the major social media platforms that can combat this rampant censorship and everything else. And I think this may be the first step. Elon's a down the middle guy. He's not really ultra. If anything, I would say the guy's more libertarian than anything. But I applaud the fact that he's willing to give everybody a chance to say what they need to say, and I hope that holds steady on this deal. Hail to Billy Ann Cruz. Great to see you, Billy Ann. Awesome having you here tonight. Glinzer, hail to you. Great to see you, man. Yeah, the Glinzer brings up the quote of Kamala Harris. I just had that. Trinoculus says, will Twitter be an influence in the midterm elections as it was for 2020? It does.
Will now.
It will now, because I think a lot of people are going to get a lot of actual information on candidates instead of the approved and fed information.
Time.
And Glinzer points out what I was saying earlier about Harris's quote that any relief that is from Hurricane Ian will be based on equity.
Well, I mean, you got to understand, though, that white privilege creates a force field around your house that protects you from hurricanes, as long as they have a male name.
How are they going to do that? I mean, don't they send everything down to the governor, and the governor's the one that deals with how it's taken care of? I mean,
well, they're going to put stipulations on it. The government can put any stipulations at once on money, and if a state is asking for money and they make it conditional to those stipulations, that's the only way the state will receive money.
So if an insurance company, somebody comes to him and says, hey, I want to get my house fixed or whatever because they have insurance, because I know everyone has to have insurance to be able to do certain things with a home in Florida.
Million.
So does that mean that they're going to be told, well, you can't have any money and you can't pay your people the insurance they paid in because they don't have the right equity? I mean, how's that going to work?
No, they're talking about equity in terms of race. So basically,
yeah, I know.
Basically, if you're not white, you're not getting money. It's what she means. because the whole concept, their concept of equity, is anybody that
woke
is
equity.
Anybody that is black, anybody that is Hispanic, so on and so forth, cuts the line in front of white people. White people are at the bottom of the ladder. Everybody starts out with a head start at the very top of the ladder. That is what it is. And Tobat just told you right there. It's FEMA money, not insurance money. So,
okay.
Yeah. So insurance has no bearing on it. That's your personal insurance.
Okay.
It's Darwinism on LSD.
Hail to Troy Pacelli. Great to see you, Troy. Great to have you in the chat. And a big thanks again to Troy for sitting in on Saturday when we did the makeup show for last Tuesday. Thank you, Troy, for co-hosting along with myself and Will.
Hail! I know it's only been a few days, but I miss him and I wish he was here.
Yeah, hail to Kiwi Labs. On the panel. But no, I'm very worried about how that's going to turn out, and again, our prayers go out to the people that had a difficult time during Hurricane Ian. I know that
all of them.
I know that Tommy lost power and whatnot, and glad that he's got his power back now. John DeBelba says Amy Klobuchar literally said the Democratic Party can prevent hurricanes. Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
Yes.
Let me guess. They have to. If you stop climate change, the hurricanes will stop happening too.
No, you got to get vaccinated to stop hurricanes. Remember?
Yeah,
I forgot.
Go,
hey man, you got to get the jab.
Well,
to stop
in a
that
way, that's
hurricane,
right,
man.
because once you die, you're not affected by hurricanes anymore.
Exactly.
The best
graveyard is hit by a hurricane.
Well, no, there was another politician out there, some other Democrat. She was saying, if you don't vote Democrat, you're going to get more hurricanes. If you vote Democrat, these hurricanes are going to stop. Like they're just going to instantly stop right in the ocean because the Democrats are in charge.
Which one of those? Which one of those retards was that?
Is this supposed to be like the rapture is coming? I don't get it.
Yeah. Hail to Low Spec Linux Laptop. Great to see you, my friend. Godzillionaire says more taxes equals less hurricanes. Yeah. Just science, people.
Yeah. More government control, less hurricanes, right?
Yeah. Hail TZ Burton.
Let's go, Brandon.
Weather device.
I got that govern me harder, daddy thing going on.
Yeah. Hail to the Time Prophet. Great to see you as well. Man, we really are getting a turnout tonight. But the most important thing here to remember is a lot of what's happening. Again, it's just pushing everything into the Great Reset.
Mm-hmm.
This is all pushing towards that Great Reset, and that's exactly why they stacked the governments of every country with people that are loyal to this plan. That's why they worked meticulously to stack academia the way that they did, to provide sympathetic and willing parties to basically promote this plan. And that's why they specifically groomed leaders to be in the position to have this easily accepted when the time was right. And now, of course, as of the past few years, the time's been right. That's why they've been running this at breakneck pace, trying to get it through and implemented in all of these countries. It's ridiculous. The thing is, hail to you, JT Gunn. Great to see you, man. Love to see you, JT. The thing of it is there's a lot of this has to do with, we thought we had World War II won in 45. And I'm here to tell you that, I'm afraid I have some bad news. And that is that we didn't beat the Nazis. They're still around. And that's why I went with tonight's topic, which we are going to discuss what exactly Azov is. We wonder what is the Ukraine provide to the rest of the world? What do they actually provide to the rest of the world? You want to know
money laundering? I mean,
money laundering,
human trafficking.
But
human trafficking, I'd say, is one of the number one, and drugs.
We also have best 1-800 sex numbers anywhere in world.
Oh, let me get Yuri. He knows all about this.
Oh yes, 1-900 Ukrainian sluts.
Man, but the thing of it is their biggest export is white supremacy, actual white supremacy. So you have the Azov battalion, which is probably the most direct link to original Nazi ideology from top to bottom. And, mind you, the mainstream media will tell you they have a very small presence in Ukraine, and they're this ultra nationalist, brave battalion in the Ukrainian military. Well, it's not just that. People that have those sympathies, those sensibilities in Azov, it extends beyond that. There's many of them, by the way, with the way that our borders are open, that have come over into our country and have been active here in destabilization operations in the U.S. and also other countries. You see members of Azov have been directly involved in up to and including school shootings in other countries. They've been involved. They were present. There were elements of Azov present on January 6th, because if you pay close attention, especially to a couple of the videos from J6, you will see outside of that area where they were talking about, where they were trying to rile people and get them to start going up through the windows.
Mm-hmm.
There are a couple gentlemen yelling out in Ukrainian clearly. So this is not like I'm just making it up and saying, oh, well, Azov is present in the United States. Ha, ha, ha. No, that is true. Mm-hmm. A lot of your agitation ops, if you will, like fire bombings, things like that, intentional fire bombings, when you see during Summer of Love, during the riots, and the one shortly after that, when you see like the white person in the hoodie, it just tosses a Molotov to start a fire on a random business. What do you think that is? And by the way, some of those being black-owned businesses, even though BLM's like, oh, they'll be okay if they have insurance. Well, they're burning down black-owned businesses, but you don't say nothing about that. But in these destabilization ops at street level, the Azov people that have come over and are actively operating in our country and others are in the ranks of Antifa. They are there because A, they're trained fighters, B, their specialty is violence, and C, they're good at running destabilization ops where in the actual action phase. That is their purpose. So they are a part of this organization.
Mm-hmm.
So don't think for a second that they're just limited and just in Ukraine. They are all around the world. And that's
nobody's just in any one spot anymore. I mean,
and that's by design, because, all right, you pay attention to the people that are high up in your World Economic Forum. Klaus Schwab, what does he have in common? Ties right back to the Nazis.
He doesn't have a soul.
Almost literally, in his case.
You know,
I was gonna say he's like a day away from like being like in that group with his age. I mean, this guy's like what? He's a fucking vampire.
People like Cynthia Freeland. What does she have in common? Ties back to the Nazis. Mm-hmm. You know, these people. It's very. It should not be lost on you guys that again, these are a lot of people that come directly from that bloodline of the major Nazi families in 45. You know, and we're talking about the origins of Azov. Well, you know, if you go back far enough, you know, Azov was technically, you know, or if you want to talk about the original Antifa, they were the brown shirts. So this is seriously concerning, because
disconcerting.
It is disconcerting as well, but it should be concerning to everyone, because that is the ideology that's behind it. That ideology that was pushing the hate machine during World War II has not left. That is present, and that is directly what's behind modern neo-socialism. You know, because there, oh God, was it there was people that looked at socialism even back in the 40s, and they were marveling at it. You know, some of the other countries, Britain, and I think even FDR chimed in on it and said, you know, I mean, it's like the perfect model for keeping people in line. There is no weakness in pure socialism, but it's a perfect fascism.
Well, not even just keeping people in line and the authoritarian prospects of it. They actually had some really strong propaganda, particularly in the 30s and 40s. I mean, hell, Orwell started off as a socialist until he found out about the realities of particularly what was going on in Ukraine during the 20s with the Holodomor, where they starved out. The going number is anywhere between like 8 and 12 million people were starved to death during you know, while they were forced to work in the fields and gather grain, but all of it got shipped to Moscow. And even then, but before that, Orwell was a socialist, because he was under this belief that they were essentially a wealth building machine, and it was pure equality. They were not under the impression that there was any sort of authoritarianism going over there. I mean, hell, they believed that crime didn't occur within the communist nations because everyone was perfectly free, and everyone was perfectly equal. Therefore, there's no purpose in crime.
Right after the Third Reich fell, there were talks about starting a European nation, which turned to the Eurozone, and lastly to the European Union, says Vince Womack. No surprise, the Nazi Germans are in charge and have been. You know, and I amended your comment, Vince, and I wanted to say that because, yeah, we don't want to sit here and do what the left does, and that is generalized, because not all Germans are terrible people. The largely, you know, German, the Ukrainian people I've met, the people like that, the everyday
Nowitzki, hell of a guy.
The everyday people are good people. But these authoritarians, the people that believe in a master race, in superiority, in actual white supremacy, these, you know, that the ideology, the movement has not gone away. It simply went underground for decades. This is now the, you know, the Fourth Reich. Let's put it out there. Fourth Reich. It's in plain view. Nobody will talk about it. The mainstream media will not talk about this. They won't touch it.
Well, the thing is how do you get all these people that are in in politics right now in America that are black or Hispanic or Asian or whatever to agree with letting these people have so much control if that's if that's what's really going on?
Well, it goes
Don't
back
they
to
think they're going to be hurt in the future?
That goes back to something that Malcolm X pointed out, a great truth. It was like there's no bigger threat to the black family and black man than white liberals.
Yep.
You know, and the white liberals largely that we have, you know, have the traditional Democrat is gone. The people that had the same values as JFK are gone. What we have now is a bunch of racist and that sort of almost, you know, Nazi ideology baked in with the new socialist movement. That's what you have. And a lot of this is that, you know, now it goes to what Troy just said to you, Janet, addressing your comment. The fact is many people in the Black and Latino community are waking up and hashtag walking away. And that's true.
Thank goodness. I don't know how any single person is in the Democratic Party or in the liberal side possibly in their mind can possibly believe that this person that's in the White House right now got more votes than Obama. I don't know how they can possibly believe that and believe any of this stuff is good for them or that any of these people want anything good for them in their whole life.
Let's go over hear what ETEP has to say. Go ahead.
Because sheep don't have the penchant for original thought.
Such a common misconception, and that's a racist leftist mentality and taking something for granted right there on their part is they assume that Latinos are leftists. They assume that. Dude, like I said, I've said this many times. Both my brother-in-laws, one is Colombian, the other one's Mexican. Family is fucking everything in those cultures.
Dude.
They value family over everything. Do you think that they are going to sit back and watch what their customs hold near and dearest is their family and just watch that destroyed because some fucking asshole white leftist is telling, oh, we're going to give you this. We're just, you know, they do that is the most arrogant, that is just, in the words of fucking from that Chicken Picard, sheer fucking hubris on the part of these people because they automatically assume that. And yeah, you're seeing more black people, you know, that are not, you know, basically stepping off that mental Democratic plantation. And it was Lyndon Baines Johnson, I believe, that said, I'll have these voting Democrat for the next 100 years. And that was because of the welfare and the handouts and the entitlement programs. And that's how they hooked in these impoverished communities where mostly the black population was settled in the major cities. And that's how they hooked them in right there. Gotcha.
You don't have to worry about you know, having a strong father figure. We've got a social program for you.
Yep.
You don't
government's your daddy. Government's your daddy now. Exactly. That's what it was.
Exactly. You know,
that's how they fucking treat, and they talk to them like they're fucking children. That's the thing. You will see more racists that are just fucking just pure. It's white there, and they sit there and they're patronizing to everybody, and it's like they look down, all they see is skin color. They don't see a person. Like I grew up in the country. You treat everybody with fucking respect until they give you a reason not to. And okay, just the golden fucking rule. And that's how I live my life. And it's like, if somebody's a piece of shit, you're going to get called a piece of shit. I don't care what fucking color you are. You know, that makes no difference to me. It never has. But then when you get these ideologues and they're champagne socialists, that's what they are. They're champagne socialists and they're the actual fascists.
I love that.
But they're too gassed up to fucking realize that that's what they are because they get high off their own supply. And then we have the divide we have now because they refuse to give up that faux moral high ground because they know they're wrong. At some point, they've done enough mental gymnastics, but it's still the innate ability to realize at some point what you're doing is fucked up and you know it's wrong, but you still keep doing it because that's what narcissists do. That's what that's what people like that do. And that's why we're here, because they refuse to yield. They refuse to concede what they've done. They will walk off the cliff and kill us all before they admit they're fucking wrong. Mm-hmm. That right there, that's dangerous. That is a dangerous mindset. And that's why, honestly, in this, and it's sad and it's scary, and I don't want to, it's scary because I hate sounding black-pilled, but it's like, is there a fucking peaceful divorce here? No, there isn't. Mm-hmm. There's no fucking peaceful divorce. There isn't.
Off your own supply.
Yeah, dig in. Kiwi Last says, dig into IUSY, International Union of Socialist Youth. Yeah, absolutely. You know, this is, again, another organization that they have, you know, where they're conditioning the next generations. They want to keep this thing going because their plan is to take power and then not give it up. And they're just going to keep rolling in new people to take the places of the older ones that die off, so that when humanity never gets out of this cycle. Because what it is they're tied into the corporations. You know, they figured out how to corner the market so capitalism works for them, and they've sat there and basically, you know, corporatized their platform. That's what they've done, because you have all these woke companies, you know, that have gone woke, and either by choice or by being strong-armed, but they've gone woke because they don't want to deal with the backlash, even from a very small vocal minority, but they know that it can turn into a large smear campaign, even with the vocal minority, via these social media platforms. And the next thing you know, you're looking at being out of business. So they go along with it, even though a lot of these companies know that it's wrong and know that they're driving away their customer base, and in many ways abusing their customer base. And it's terrible, but they can't say anything because they're caught in the whole web of, quote, diversity and inclusion, which, again, another set of buzzwords to make you think that everything is inclusive and diverse, and it is not. It's the exact opposite. It's taking you in the other direction. You know, the best kind of diversity is organic diversity. You know, you pay attention, and I'll take you folks back to a piece of entertainment. And I'm going to use an old kids cartoon from the 80s as an example, but it red-pilled the shit out of me then. Little did I know, but G.I. Joe red-pilled the shit out of me. And, you know, and I will say, I'll tell you exactly why, because it gave you the best sort of things that humanity has to offer: a sense of honor, a sense of duty. You had organic diversity, because if you pay attention across the entire Joe team, there were men, there were women, there was every walk of life represented. There was almost every nationality under the sun was represented in some form or fashion. And, you know, you had women playing strong roles. I mean, my God, you know, little girls that watch that show wanted to be Scarlet or Lady J. You know, but the thing was modern entertainment takes a show like that and says, oh, that wasn't diverse, and they pretend it didn't even exist. They'll go and reboot it, and then we have to race swap. Oh, Scarlet's black. Oh, Lady J is Hispanic. No, she's not. But, well, they're not going to tell you that. They have now sat there and swapped those characters because it has to be diverse, even though it was diverse in the first place, you know?
Not your drugs, our drugs.
But that's that's the great fallacy in all of this, because, you know, it's all things that they alter. It's all because if you notice, they try to give it a recency bias so that it shuts down any opposition. Or if you try to bring back, try to bring up examples from the past, like how they love to make the argument. Well, strong female characters are a thing now. No, they were a thing always, but you don't want to pay attention to the strong female character like an Ellen Ripley, like a Daisy Duke, like a Scarlet, like a Lady J, like you go on down the list. We had them in just about everything. Hell, Transformers had female Transformers.
You can't forget Alicia Silverstone as Batgirl.
Yeah.
Heyo, Cassie.
I'm not even sure how much. I may mean that. I don't even know if I mean that or not.
It's fine. We'll take it.
I don't mean
her ass looked all right in it. We'll take it.
But
But
that's just one example.
I'll be honest. Chris O'Donnell's ass didn't look bad either.
All right.
I'll be honest.
All right.
What about the bat nipples?
Yeah. All right.
Nothing wrong with the bat nipples. I mean, it just gives you a target to go for.
Yeah.
As usual, I am so sorry. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Talk over me again. Say what again?
I'm right here, man.
But the thing is, when you look at it, it's all theater. All of this is theater. It's fake and it's made up. But they've had such a strong indoctrination over the decades, conditioning people to this, that it absolutely came in and permeated right away. And, I feel bad for so many things that it permeated, all of us that are fans of different fandoms. Okay. We've been basically, thank you, Cash Queen, for the super sticker. It is the Blinky Hearts. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. But the thing is we've been essentially hoodwinked and screwed out of our own fandoms because nobody at the time, and even if a few stood up to gatekeep them, we were called misogynist, racist, transphobes, everything under the sun. And that was purposeful to demonize normalcy. They demonized normalcy, and that is why they have essentially taken over modern society. And that's why we are on a super fast societal decline.
I was I actually heard a podcast in the last. It was either yesterday or the day before. Probably was yesterday because we were on that other stream the other 2 days ago. But not only is what you're saying true, that we're being robbed of these great characters as a result of these woke reboots, but at the same time, these things come out and we can't even criticize them. The people like us that were around for the original Ghostbusters weren't allowed to trash the new Ghostbusters, the late
2016
Ghostbusters. And the reason for that was that immediately, if we trash that with an all-girl cast, we're misogynistic.
Hey, I got in trouble, and I'm a woman, and I said the same shit.
I'm talking about everybody. I'm talking about all of us.
Yeah.
And if I overmodulated there, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But the point is, like, you take that cast. That cast was great. I love everybody in that cast. Paul Feig directed Bridesmaids. I love that movie. I'm not criticizing the women because they're women. I'm criticizing those extremely talented women because they made a shit picture. It has.
I like Bridesmaids.
Yeah.
I love Bridesmaids.
I thought it was funny.
It was fantastic.
I thought it was funny.
But I don't want to go overboard on Bridesmaids because then it's going to be like, because the next thing you know, I'm like, I have one black friend. It's kind of like the same argument, you know?
And this goes right along with it. And again, this was news that came across today as well, folks. Variety.
Oh, come on. We've done that for years.
Variety had an article that in one of the new Scooby-Doo projects that's coming out, Velma will be a lesbian. And again, I just have to say, what the hell is the point?
Can we cast Kat Dennings as Velma then?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, down. That sounds great. I second.
I mean, if we're gonna do this, let's do it right. Let's make Kat Dennings Velma, and
And
we'll just go from
Freddie
there.
Prinze Jr., Fred.
Oh God, bro.
Yeah, right.
Bro.
Also, Venbro's already beat them to the punch on this. They made Velma a full-on scum manifesto reading. Diesel Dyke.
I wanna understand though. I seriously, because the biggest gripe that I have is why are you taking and perverting children's IP?
It's cultural Marxism. That's what it is. It is cultural Marxism. It's deconstruction of everything that we hold near and dear. And it tears down the morale because you're seeing everything around you, everything that you love, everything that you grew up, everything that you held near and dear, torn apart in front of your fucking eyes, and it demoralizes you, and that's exactly what they want because that makes people more susceptible to fucking control. Well, it's cultural Marxism. It's a war they've been fighting for fucking 40 years, and a lot of people are late to the party who didn't fucking figure it out, and that's why we're here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think my biggest problem with it though is from the aspect of the children, Pete. And I know.
Yeah. Dude. Yes. Trust me.
And I know that this impacts you because you're a father, and and I'm sure that you pay close attention to what your child watches.
I do. Trust me.
And this is
I have to.
And this is a prime example. There's no reason to introduce these very adult themes, these very adult decisions that people should be making later in their lives when they are adult. And there's no reason to sexualize this to kids and have them thinking about this and talking about this. You let children be children.
Absolutely.
You don't sit there and try to influence them and turn them into these ridiculous drones. But that's what they want. And we go back to hey, thanks, John. Great to see you, buddy. John says cultural Marxism is too much of a political term. Call it for what it really is. It's evil and satanic. The war is
it is politicized. It's absolutely politicized because they want a hive mind. They want a hive mind. They basically want the Borg. They want everybody to think and that's your lockstepping, your bootlickers at that point, and that's what they want to create. So that's why I use that term, because that's what they're doing. It started through politics. I'm not saying it's not evil and satanic. I think
it's evil and satanic.
It
I
is.
agree with John.
No, I do. I agree with you, but I'm looking at it more from from the political, because that's the way it's been. I'm not as much into the religion as that. I mean, I recognize it for what it is. It absolutely is fucking evil. And yeah, I have to watch. It's funny. I'm sitting here letting my 7-year-old do horror reactions to like the original Nightmare on Elm Street trailer, and and shit like that. But I would rather have him see that than Baymax looking for fucking tampons.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Like, come on.
Exactly.
Come on.
Yeah.
And
I'm transgender. No, you're not. You're a big fluffy fucking pillow. Fuck off.
And the thing is, okay, when you look at something from the standpoint of like a children's IP like Scooby-Doo, that's deliberate targeting. It's deliberate targeting, and I just, I'm sorry, I draw the line at that. I'm protective of kids. I don't have any kids yet, but I'm very protective of kids. I don't like to see that happen. And you have things devolving badly in real time. Look at Tommy shared earlier today an article in our chat group for this very show, where he sent me the article that girls on this volleyball team. It was it a high school or middle school? I think it was.
I believe that was a high school. I think.
Okay, so it was.
They looked like they were in high school.
It was high school age girls, but they were demonized for complaining when a trans person got all uppity and was
again, what they got really mad about is they said they did not feel comfortable because this person, who they even identified as biologically male, which is telling you that all they are is identifying as female, sitting in that locker room and making comments that made them feel uncomfortable. When they expressed these concerns, they were basically told by the people in the school, well, we believe in gender nonconformity, and however anybody feels is where that they can go, whether it's a bathroom, a locker room, or whatever. And they're saying that you have to accept this, and these girls are refusing to accept this.
And they banned the girls from the locker room.
They banned them, and they sent them to a small room. They sent them to a small room, which was barely enough. It was barely enough to handle the 10 girls.
Another victory for men.
What should normally take them 2 or 3 minutes in a regular locker room is going to take them over a half an hour to get changed in this tiny little broom closet they're pushing in, because one freak that wants to identify as a woman and is not, and is sitting in that locker room. And that's why I made the comment, what's next? Do we ban real girls? Is that where we're at this point?
Yeah.
And these idiots, feminists that actually support this crap, and they don't see that, they're creating their own demise, and they are too retarded to even see it.
Well, it's so beautiful. How stupid they are.
Well,
How stupid they are.
Well, see, and I don't want to take the show on a tangent, because we kind of did go on a tangent, but it's relevant here because we go back to the Azov stuff, and you can tie it together so very easily, because all of this is they've taken society, turned it inside out, and what they're trying to do is demonize normalcy, demonize traditional values and everything else. So anybody that is a traditionalist, anybody that loves their country, no matter what country you're in, if you're a nationalist and you like your country normal, and you like and you're proud and you like the national identity of that country, well, guess what? They don't like the concept of the nation state, so they're imploding all of our countries with this stuff. And the thing that I'm concerned about is that, there's a great awakening out here, but we need more people to have some urgency about it, because, if everybody sits there, we can talk about it till we're blue in the face, but if we don't take steps to start kind of gatekeeping and sort of get society back on the right track, we're not going to have a society left, because it's going to be this ass backwards craziness, which is with the hey, let's have gayness with the side of Nazism. That's what you're going to wind up with, they're just going to tell you, oh, by the way, you will own nothing and like it and live in this gayness with the side of Nazism, and then that's what you need to push back against, folks. The veil is off. The veil is off of it.
Yep.
See the picture for what it really is. It's time to tell these people they have no power over us.
I'm having too much trouble trying not to picture it literally. I mean, I don't think gay Nazis. Sorry.
They had a few, but they were hiding under the floorboards.
I know. ETEP's got to get running.
Take off.
Not exactly. I was thinking of it more in a satirical sense.
Yeah.
So
the Colonel Clink type.
Yeah.
ETEP.
ETEP.
Kind of a Monty Python thing.
ETEP, throw in your last words and then tell everybody where you can be found.
Yo, just be fucking smart. Use common sense. You're in this chat. You've got common sense. We don't attract the ne'er-do-wells of society, as it were. Don't mind my kitties; they're fine. You can find me over ETEP Okuian's Place to Be Reviews. Come on over, subscribe. I'm headed over right now to the Clown World Review. We're going to talk about February 17th, 1997, Monday Night Raw, WCW Nitro, leading into Super Brawl 7. Tomorrow, I've got a review coming out. It's as Lasso of Truth says, Hara month here at the channel. So I've got a review of the 1989 straight-to-video schlock classic Puppet Master. Coming out tomorrow, and I've got Hara content lined up for next week when I'm in Vegas, because I'm leaving Sunday night. I'll be in Tony Tonedust picking me up from the airport Sunday night, so expect some live streams from us all week. And yeah, thanks for having me on. This panel's amazing, and love you guys in the chat. Thank you. And if I can leave you with one word of wisdom, it would be never, and I repeat, never do.
That was 3 words. 2.5.
But no, the what I wanted to say though is, listen, this is a winnable fight. We actually are winning right now because they're scrambling, trying to accelerate this whole deconstruction of everything. They're trying to accelerate the literal decline of Western civilization because there are too many people that have seen through the veil, that have seen what's behind the curtain. So now they're just like, well, too many people know, so we have to, hasten their demise. And then don't think for a second they're not trying to hasten your demise because, oh, by the way, how we like our creature comforts, we like our fast food. Well, we're also going to have to start thinking twice about fast food, folks, because, just FYI, they're talking about putting mRNA in the cows and trying to, the meat supply that specifically that a lot of the fast food places get. Guess what? There's going to be mRNA in those burgers.
And so who owns a lot of those farms now? Gates.
That's right. It's right, Tommy.
Well, what's going to keep them from taking that same meat and putting it in the grocery stores and stuff too?
Well, and that's why you trust your local butchers, your people that are in your communities that are providing meat to the stores. You get it directly from those providers if you can.
Farmers markets.
We are going to have to really, really, really rely on that, folks.
Yes.
Because
for sure.
Don't trust your grocery stores. And they're fine for now, but very rapidly, as this, quote, supply chain shortage continues, they are going to transition into dens of bad juju, like mRNA, like, the other thing that they were putting in what is that stuff that it's called, the graphene? Yeah.
Well, aren't they already doing the fake meat already? That's vegetables supposedly made into meat in some of the fast food restaurants.
Yeah, the Beyond Meat.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so they're already doing
that. They've been doing that for a while. Though.
I know, but that was like a transitioning. They're getting you to get used to having hamburgers and whatever else without having any meat in it. So the next thing you know, it's easy to put in bugs. Or
they already started doing that.
It's already been injected.
I'd seen somewhere, and somebody was looking at the packaging on whatever it was in a grocery store, and listed down in the bottom of ingredients was freaking crickets and something that it was so mundane of a product that you wouldn't think it would be in there, but they are trying to force this shit into everything. And if they do it in small increments where people don't notice, then it makes it easier to make this widespread.
Well, if you get hooked on the certain cookie or brownie or chips or whatever, and you think, well, this isn't too bad. And then someone says, you're eating bugs. And you're like, what? And then you look at the package and you're like, you're eating crushed worms or whatever it is that they're using as a protein substitute. There you go. You've already been eating it.
But at the same time, you look at that and then eventually you'll come to the conclusion, but it tastes so good. Do I really want to stop eating it? And if I'll be honest, if it was me, I probably wouldn't stop eating it.
So what happens? What happens when we get to the point where somebody's credit score only allows them a couple extra crickets in their food?
Well, yeah, better make sure you got your ESGs in check.
It's the movie Soylent Green. Any of you guys seen that movie?
Yep.
Which one?
It's a good old movie,
Soylent
and
Green.
it's slowly coming true. It's scary, but
it won't be too much longer until we got the movie. Yeah, it won't be too much longer until we got the big bulldozers coming in and picking up people from protest and chucking them in the dumpsters.
Yep, because they're they're making the green crackers were made out of seaweed and things from the ocean, and then you got all the different crackers they're making for all the people because it was socialist and everybody relied on the government to feed them, except for the elitists. They're the ones that got the real steaks and they got the real milk and they got the eggs. And if you had the cash.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. If we did this for kid diddlers and people who like to do story time at libraries for 5-year-olds, I wouldn't have too much of a problem eating them. That just sounds, resourceful.
Yeah, or letting them eat each other. Just put them in a great big hole in the ground.
I'm not giving anybody any ideas,
and just
Steve.
put them in there and let them fight for each other for whatever's in there, and and because they're in there for life anyway. So
Steve, I'm going to give you a little word of advice, buddy. Never eat a cross-dresser because you are what you eat.
Oh, man. Okay. Yeah. I got to be careful. Plus, those things are full of hormones. You got to be careful.
Hey, I say this, Tommy. It's not true. If you're married, I'm sure you've eaten female before, and you're not a female, are you?
No, but I've got it all over my breath.
Oh.
Oh, God.
Sorry.
Oh, geez,
it just popped in my head.
Oh, jeez, oh, man. Oh, what am I going to do with you people? My goodness. All right. No, to just put a stamp on this discussion, folks, pay attention when you are in the store grocery shopping now. I have found things, just recently I started reading labels a lot more intently. And as Trinoculus was saying with the insects, the chitin or chitin, however you pronounce it, it can provoke inflammatory reactions, allergenic and
like me.
Allergenic and worse, because we're not meant to. Our digestive systems are not meant to handle that. And Terminus says the shit really hits home with me because I still live with my completely blue-pilled family and I'm not free to choose what I eat and where to get my food. Yeah, and one of the things that I want you folks to pay attention to when you do shop is if you see on the list of ingredients anything that says bioengineered ingredients, put it back because
sustainable.
I'll tell you what, that is not good for you. That is something that, and it's a very general word, and that is purposeful because they can put any old thing in there, and they are bioengineered ingredients. So anything that says that, put it down and just, even if it's a dollar or so more expensive, I saw that, for example, on Old El Paso taco shells. I used to use Old El Paso taco shells when I made tacos at home for myself. I stopped using those and started buying organic taco shells because of the fact that Old El Paso has bioengineered ingredients now. So you want to make sure that you don't use anything like that. And,
same thing is I haven't had aspartame. I don't eat anything that has aspartame in it. If it can kill rats in laboratories and they still let you consume it as a human, I just think that's ridiculous.
Aspartame is in many of your sodas. And by the way, guess who made it easy for aspartame to go through and approve that? Donald Rumsfeld. Oh, globalist. How about that? And this is why I say it is two wings of the same bird. These assholes are on each side. So again, just another layer of deception. Don't fall for the left-right paradigm. It is completely manufactured bullshit.
Yeah, just be sure what you're putting in your body and what you're feeding your children. Just like you read the labels when you feed your cat, when you feed your dog or your bird. You want to make sure they're eating healthy food.
Quite honestly, I've seen more people get really upset about what their dogs are eating than what they're eating.
And that's that's sad. It's sad.
You know what? I really can't say anything because I'm the same way about the pigs. I am very fussy about what I feed the pigs, more so than what I get for myself. And it really is kind of sad in a way.
Dude, me too.
I get it all.
Tommy, you're a selfless person. We've always known.
This is the time that we step up and we exercise our right of free thought. We exercise our critical thinking, and we use our common sense and say, hey, look, we're not going to sit here and buy this shit anymore. We've got to start using our purchase power in a smart way. We've got to start using whatever little bit of consumer power that we have to fight back against the corpse that are within, that have thrown their lot in with these people. And we have to use our power from a social standpoint to band together and say, look, we're not going to accept these mandates, this ideology that we have to depend on an unelected organization, the World Economic Forum, for our guidance in what our own government tells us. No, we didn't elect those people. Those people have nothing to do with our country. They should not be shaping our policies. What we need to do is step up against this. And the best way to do it is, look, if you're a fellow content creator out there in that audience, you have power. Dedicate some time to speaking out against these things. Try to wake people up. Wes and I have been doing it since damn near day one that we jumped into this YouTube game. I remember I had a couple months. I was trying to figure out what to do with my channel, and then I locked it in. And I have never deviated. And you will always get that from this channel. I am not going to shy away from it. I'm not going to give in to their bullying tactics, because YouTube has sat here time and again, tried to screw with me. They locked up my super chat money for how long? Which, by the way, I just now am able to get payments for my super chat money now. Thank God.
Well, I mean, it's not just the people that are speaking out against it. If you even think anything along those lines, or if you're associated with anybody that falls along those lines, YouTube and these other platforms are coming after those people as well. As a matter of fact, there's another person that I followed her channel. They have guinea pigs too. There's a big surprise that I follow another channel that has guinea pigs. But they just got hit on their channel because they were showing off their pigs. And they got content restricted and age restricted and all this other bullshit for something that was just a video of them showing off their pigs in their cages. And I think it might have been feeding time or whatever. I mean, this is just the kind of nonsense that they do, because it's guilt by association at this point with a lot of these people.
Well, these eugenicists, these globalists, all these people that look at us like numbers, that look at us like a burden. They look at us as quote, useless eaters. Thank you for reminding me of that term last week, Stephen. They look at us as useless eaters. You had the guy that clip, and we showed that before. The guy from what is that? The Council of whatever it was. It wasn't the Council of Foreign Relations, but it was. Oh God, it's escaping me now.
No, that wasn't it.
The Phoenicians or something like that. But anyhow, this guy was putting it out there, just saying, those people need to die. That segment of the population needs to go. Well, I hate to say it, that is the everyday person. We're not useless eaters. We're people. We're human beings. And by the way, we are the heartbeat of our various countries, because it's the everyday folk, the working folk, the people that provide to their neighbors, by the way, via farming, via trucking, via, any important job like that they're doing. They're just the people that are contributing by, making wages, paying some taxes. Those people are the backbone of society around the world. So, guess what? These elites are going to get a rude awakening when we're all gone, and then they start turning on each other. So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy of destruction. So I say we stand up together and we assure their destruction and ensure our survival.
And just remember, you either stand for something or you fall for everything. And that's just the way it goes. And Time Prophet, no, it was not guinea pig porn. There were some skinny pigs, but I mean, I guess technically they're naked. I don't know. But Tollbat, you're pretty close. Is he the new? No. I think if you were to take Bubba from Forrest Gump and mix it with Hitler, then you've got exactly what he is.
Well, the more concerning thing, Tommy, is he's a puppet. And he's controlled. And he's controlled by very bad people. And that is what is the scariest thing in all of it.
Well, you know what the worst thing about him is? Everybody overlooks this, is what he was like before he started losing his mind. He was always exactly like he is right now to a degree. He was always that extreme end of everything. I mean, look at all the times that he sat there and he praised those people that were KKK, or he talked about how the schools are becoming urban jungles. Everybody just conveniently forgets about all the freaking shit that man has said and done. He is by far not just, it's not just the people controlling him now. He has always thought like that, and he has always been with this agenda from the very beginning.
Yeah, do people forget when he came out and said that Obama was the first articulate mainstream black man?
Yeah,
that's the thing that our duly elected and a totally safe and fair election president came out and said.
Hey now.
Hey
now. I don't want to hear any more of these lies about reckless spending. We're changing people's lives.
Stephen, where do you get off after that clip? Where do you get off saying that?
Hey, listen, Jack. I said I wanted chocolate vanilla swirl, not strawberry.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, Tobet. Jesus Christ, that was a bad one, and he gets a pass for that. He gets a pass for that. Nobody calls him on that comment at all from that side of the aisle. If you notice that, folks, nobody's ever called him on his past comments, even though he's made scores of absolutely, ridiculous racial comments.
Come on, man. I remember this time I was in Puerto Rico, and I was sitting there with the hat with the dingle balls. I was hanging out. I was just like one of them, man. Come on, man.
Yeah,
and they sat on my lap and they rubbed my leg hairs. The hairs, they turn white in the sun.
Well, we have a unique opportunity to stand up and say, we're done with this, and we can take a stand for humanity now, or we can let society fall. I mean, it's basically what it boils down to is it's in our hands as it is right now, folks. And, I choose to stand for humanity. I'm going to fight these people with everything I have, up to and including giving my own life for it. I'm fully invested. And, that means flesh, blood, the whole 9 yards.
Well,
So
I'll say for a bit of a white pill to kind of piggyback off of what you're saying there, to kind of white pill it, on top of that, look at what's going on in Europe. I mean, it takes a long time. It takes 15 to 20 years to really have a strong political turnaround, especially from a grassroots party coming from a populist movement. But look at Europe. Look at Sweden. You got to, we got to see what these people are doing. But, Sweden, conservative prime minister. Italy, conservative prime minister. What's his nuts in France isn't looking so hot right now. England just got a conservative PM as well.
What country is that guy? Bolsonaro didn't win, did he?
I can't remember. I don't think so.
Because Bolsonaro was winning, and then all of a sudden they had a very 2020 election like swing.
Yes, fortified perfectly safe and fair and fortified. Yeah,
well, I'll tell
no
you what.
surprise there.
If Japan decides to replace anybody, they got to bring in Chosen. That's who I pick for Japan.
Well, all I know is, you know, we're in a war for humanity, and we need to step up our game, and it starts now. It's been game time, but for anybody that hasn't realized it's game time is now. So we're basically in the second half. We need to come back and win this thing, and we're going to. But we just need people to continue to wake up. And for the ones that will not wake up, worry about the ones that will. Don't worry about them, because if they haven't woken up by now, they're not going to. But worry about the ones that you can reach.
And the warning signs have been on the wall for a great number of years. We talked about this before. I mean, 1984 wasn't just it wasn't just a toss into the well right there. They knew something was up. They seen the plans that were already laid out many years ago. I mean, that's why you had other popular movies like V. I mean, that wasn't just a fantasy. That was a wake-up call for people to pay attention to what's going on. And most people just, stupidly, oh, it's just entertainment. No, there was messaging in that. A lot of people just missed out on it.
Trinoculus, man, you better watch out. Your wife's going to cut your fucking balls off, bro. You better watch out. Oh, man. Yeah, they think they have us in the end game. They think they have us with the walls closing in, and it's just like a vice, and they're just going to squash us, and we're going to just take it and die. And I don't think any of you in the chat, y'all have pride, y'all love your families, and I don't think any of us is going to take that. So I'm proud to know you. I'm proud to have your support, and I'm proud to have these continuing discussions, because this is the stuff that the mainstream media will not touch, but you will get it here, because I will never sit here and sugarcoat it or tone it down or censor it. Even if YouTube comes for it, let them come for it. But you know what? It is being talked about real time, and that's important. And that's why today's show was super important to me, because I wanted to wake people up to this thing that, yes, organizations like the Azov Battalion are very real. They have a very strong ideology, and they are operating in other countries and in ours. So don't think that we aren't still fighting Nazism. We are. But that said, I'm done. We'll go around the panel, and we'll let everybody talk about what they got going on. Throw in a last word if they want, and we will start with Will.
Don't have too much tonight. I got everything out I wanted to get out and more, and Drew will definitely agree with and more. Something I do want to say, though, and I actually had to count it out on a calendar myself. 5 weeks, 35 days. Get out there, vote, know what you're voting for, know what you're not voting for. Just get out and vote. 5 weeks.
All right. And we go over to the wonderful Janet from Another Planet.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I mean, I know I sound like a broken record, but we got to make sure that you stay local, vote in all the local elections you can to try to change things from the inside out, which means you start at your state and you work your way up to the national level. But I'm so glad that Drew's asked me to be on this show with him, and he cares about my little input on his channel. And I thank all of you for showing up and supporting the channel.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, folks. And we go over to Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Keep your toes tucked up at all times because guinea pigs are marching through, and I cannot be held liable if they take off every single toe that you have. Guys, right now I'm still playing games with CenturyLink because they suck balls. But eventually, hopefully, I will get properly working internet again so I can get back to doing everything I love. I'm actually was surprised that it held up this long for the entire stream, even though I had a few moments where it dipped in and out, and that's why I got silent for a long time. But still doing a lot of shorts on the channel, still having fun with that, doing the things that I like to do to have fun and the things that I think a lot of the people that are coming to my channel do enjoy. So if you haven't stopped by, check out all the shorts where we're having a lot of fun with the battle bots and, of course, with the pigs and, of course, showing off all the toys that I so much love very much, the things that make me happy. But guys, you really do got to pay attention to what's going on. You got to be able to fight back against these people. Remember, the most important thing that you can do is vote with your wallet and your common sense by not giving in to these idiots at every single turn when they try to bully and harass you and push you into a corner. So remember, never let anybody tell you what you can and can't say, what you should or should not watch, because your silence gives consent. And we'll catch you next time. Thanks, Drew. Janet,
Absolutely.
Pleasure as always. Will, Steven, and of course ETEP, who is no longer here. Damn it, ETEP, come back. St. Floyd of Fentanyl got him. Guys, thank you so much. Everybody's been in the chat for being here. You all are amazing.
Absolutely. Best chat on YouTube.
Steven.
Let's
Tommy,
go.
Sorry, you're the man. Sorry, you're the man, Tommy. My bad.
Let's go over to a man,
Steven, okay.
a man with a fine beard and a wonderful personality to match, and that is Free Speech Gaming. Mr. Steven, take it away.
What's up, everybody? It's definitely Les. Everyone was saying another excellent Tuesday. Chat, you guys were going crazy tonight. We're gonna wind up. They're gonna come up with an algorithm to censor chat because of you guys, because you think too freely, and YouTube doesn't like that. But everybody, you can find me obviously always here on Tuesdays. Fridays, you can find me. Just drop the link on my second channel, Blast from the Past Reviews. I've actually been dropping some shorts there, so you can go check those out. Some quick 1-minute horror movie reviews.
That's disgusting, Steven.
You don't want to see my shorts? You don't want to get a good, strong look at my shorts, all right? Fine.
My shorts.
Bigoted, yeah. But yeah, you can check all of that out there. I mean, I do everything from classic horror, hammer horror, new stuff. Got some B-movie reviews going to be coming out soon. And then Friday, 8:30, you can find myself and Megan Lee of the Noob Reviews. This week, we're just going to be doing a chat. I think we're going over like childhood adventures that we did, hiking trips, going out in the woods, stuff like that. And then Sundays you can find me over on Ord's World, where I typically hang out and get high as hell. I get higher than Giraffe Pussy hanging out with Ords and Snowdub, Darth News, and sometimes Tom from Midnight's Edge After Dark. But everybody have a wonderful day out there.
All right, thank you, sir. And listen, folks,
higher than Giraffe Pussy.
Yeah. Nice,
wow.
Nice. I am slowly getting close to the goal on, Mom's Memorial Fund. I really do want to hit that goal because, I'm trying to get the bank paid back so they don't foreclose the house. Also, want to get the house up on the market and get a fresh start. And the only way that I'm going to get a chance to do that is if I'm able to pay them back. So currently what we have here, as you can see, we'll go ahead and share it. We've got 7,340 raised. The goal is 11K. If we can just get to that 11K and make that happen, I can pay back the bank what they need. I can also pay that last installment on Mom's final expenses, and you can really step into a new start, because I want to continue to be able to do this and be able to bring you guys great content. I also want to get, my life stable for once, because things have been absolutely crazy. You guys have been through the highs and the lows with me since Mom's unfortunate passing. And, it'll mean a great deal to me if we can make this happen. So if we can get to that goal, and I have to get there within the next 14 days, if we can do that, that would be amazing. So, if you can even just share out the link, that is a huge help. So thank you again. And look for that on Twitter when I tweet this out. Please do share it if you can. And if you can help, then that's great too. But even sharing it is great because you never know whose eyes it can get in front of. So thank you again, folks. Appreciate it. And, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. You guys are the best chat on YouTube. I love you guys. We will see you next Tuesday for another episode of United Resistance. And I will probably see you Sunday for the Midnight Prism, which, I am looking and searching for a new co-host for because Corey has since decided to take a hiatus from YouTube and is looking to do some different things. So since he is not going to be live streaming anymore, I am actively searching for a new co-host. But I love doing Midnight Prism, and that will be fun. So I'm not sure what the topic is going to be Sunday, but we'll have a good one. You can mark my words on that. All right, folks. You guys have a good night, and we will talk to you soon. We will see you next week. And cue the outro.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, hi, Coast Casino.
Hey, welcome to Sparking News Podcast. My name is Scott.
I'm E. Temple Kuyan of the Place to Be Reviews.
I am the Patriot, True Taylor, aka Supreme Heretic.
The Red Gaze on YouTube, at the Red Gaze on Twitter.
What up, what up, what up?
Hello, everybody. It's me, Vinny.
The voice of Immortal Coil.
Oh, hey, I am the Ghost Bear.
What's going on, Tommy? You didn't get anybody to like this?
Yeah, I'm Wes Moody of the Wes Moody Webcast.
Tone, death, rockin'.
Hey, we have a lot of cool things over there. I did some magic tricks.
Hi, guys. Try to stay here.
My name is Monkey Knight.